Continuing my reviews of the Harry Potter series, today I'll be reviewing the second of the 8 films, which is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So in this movie, Harry Potter is back at Hogwarts with his friends Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, and all the other cast from the first movie. This came out a year, pretty much exactly a year after the first movie came out. So in this movie, they're back at Hogwarts, and everything's alright, everything's normal for a while, but then attacks begin on students. And first people think it might be Harry Potter himself, for reasons which I won't disclose here because it will require a bit too much explaining, and I did ramble a bit too much in the previous review for the first Harry Potter movie. So attacks start on these students. They aren't being killed, however they're being petrified, which is basically being put in a coma and their bodies are frozen. They're just in a frozen state, like some people are just stuck up like this, and so they have a cure for it, but it's these plants that take time to grow and stuff, so they have to wait to find out what is attacking them. And so in the meantime, Harry Potter, being the hero that he is, him, Ron, and Hermione, they embark on finding out who or what is doing these attacks, and they get up to their old shenanigans, just kind of doing the old thing where they just kind of go and investigate things. So that's basically the plot of the movie. Well, I don't know if this is saying too much because it's in the title and they do show it in the trailer, I believe. They find out that the Chamber of Secrets was opened. It's a rumored chamber in the castle of Hogwarts, and there's rumored that there's a creature that lives there because the Chamber of Secrets was opened 50 years prior. And the same thing that happened now is happening, or the same thing that is happening now happened then as well. So that's the plot of the story. Now, it's the same director, Chris Columbus, as the first movie, and what I like about what he did with the movies was, I guess it was easier because this is the second shortest book, and it's the shortest next to the first one. So with these movies, what I do like about them is that not a lot is cut from the movie, because it's such a short book compared to the others at least. So it's a lot easier for them to put a lot more up from the book into the movie. So that's what I did like. Just because I watched the Harry Potter movies a lot more when I was younger, when these first came out, I would have to say that this one, the first one, and the third one are the ones that I saw the most. That being said, this is probably one of my lesser favorites. Not because it's a bad movie, just because this one, aside from the third one, this one deviates the most from the main plot that more so develops in the near the end of the fourth one onto the seventh one, or the eighth one if you're talking about the movies. I was referring to the books there with the seventh. But really the second one and the third one, those two, aside from a few different events, they don't even need to happen, because you can go from the first one to the fourth one, really, and there wouldn't be that much of a lag, aside from references that happen later on in the different books or the movies, whichever you're talking about. That being said, it is still a good movie. What I didn't like about the movie was, like I just said, how it kind of deviates from the main story that it does develop later on, and it does have importance to the story that happens later on. But I guess there wouldn't have been as many books if J.K. Rowling had written, just kind of skipped over this. Like I said, it does kind of play an importance later on, but it doesn't have to do with the main plot. The third one has a lot less to do with the main storyline and everything, but I'll talk about that next week when I review that movie. Overall, I'd have to give this movie an 8 out of 10, just like the first one. It's not perfect, but it is really great. Rewatchability rating, I'll give an 8 out of 10 as well. I have watched it several times. When I was younger, I used to watch it a shit ton. I've probably seen it about a dozen times. When I watched it just a couple weeks ago, that was the first time I have seen it in a few years. I have it on Blu-ray and I have it on DVD, just like all the other movies, except for the last two. I only have those on Blu-ray. But aside from that, the quality is different. I didn't talk about the quality in the last one, so I'll talk about it a bit in this one. The first one, the quality of DVD compared to Blu-ray is pretty different, because the first one on DVD is full screen, but it's not widescreen. Like usually it's full screen widescreen, and you can change it with your TV settings, but it's kind of like this video where it has the black bars on the side, whereas Blu-ray, it is widescreen, it's redone and everything. The same thing with the second one. The DVD is better quality because it's a bit newer, but for the Blu-ray, it is a much better quality. So if you don't have it on Blu-ray, I do suggest getting it because it doesn't hurt. You can always, now that all the movies have come out, you can always get one big pack of the Blu-rays, which will save you a few bucks, I think. But if you've never seen this movie, I do recommend checking it out. I probably should have said this at the beginning, but you can go watch my review of the first movie, and I'll be back next week reviewing Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is the third installment of this 8-movie series. See you next week.